Today we're going to take a short little departure from a normal Mauro's Moments podcast to produce a podcast about the new Canon Powershot G9. We've only had this camera for a couple of weeks, but it's a pretty amazing little camera. You're getting a 12.1 megapixel camera that can shoot in the RAW mode, and then you also get a camera that can shoot video at 640 by 480 at 30 frames a second. What we're doing is my partner Dirk is over here in the passenger seat, and he's actually holding the camera on a beanbag on the dash to just capture some of the video that we're going to use to illustrate the different nuances of this camera. We really like this camera for the video capabilities. You don't need a big high definition video camera to produce podcasts. We're going to be able to produce 640 by 480 30 frames a second video that will be perfect for shooting the podcast and doing a lot of our little how-to segments. In addition to the video capabilities, this camera is a 12.1 megapixel still camera. So that is actually what most people I'm finding are using the camera for. 12.1 megapixels in the RAW mode. I will have no hesitation shooting a lot of our little run and gun shots, a lot of our editorial images where we really don't have the time to pull out a big camera or we need to be inconspicuous. We will actually pull out this little camera and use it quite a bit to obtain 12.1 megapixel raw images for assignments and projects alike. For years I've wanted a little point and shoot camera that had a lot of the functionality of the big cameras. I am a professional photographer and I have all the big cameras, I have all the big lenses, but a lot of times they're packed away or you just can't get to them fast enough to capture what you're trying to capture. So I've always wanted to have a camera I could stick in a pocket and just have it on the ready all the time. Finally, this little camera does it. What we decided to do was, let's put this camera through its paces and shoot a whole podcast just using the Powershot G9. What we've got set up at the moment is we've got the Powershot on the dash, on a beanbag, so we have a nice steady platform. And then we're using the Powershot 950 IS to shoot a little B-roll so we can cut this whole thing together. But all of the audio and all of the video that you're seeing is native to the Powershot G9. Pretty amazing capability for a still camera. We want to do a lot more podcasting from locations all across the United States and the world as we go out on our assignments. And if we're in a run and gun situation and we want to produce something really fast, this little G9 is going to be perfect. All the audio and all the video that you're seeing is coming straight off of these little cameras. The audio quality is, for a little camera, we don't have any special microphones, I'm not wearing a wireless mic or anything, it's all coming in just perfect. So what do you like about this camera?
The G9's a really nice camera. I've only got to play with it for about an hour and a half. It's got a lot of capabilities from not only a video standpoint, but from a really nice still standpoint. It seems very tough, and it's small enough and compact enough that it can take on some of the workload when we don't have the ability to get out like a Mark III and a big lens. This has those megapixels, and for a nice little run and gun point and shoot type of thing, you know, anything probably close up, it's going to have a really nice image in it.
What we're going to do is, as we continue to use this camera and we continue to find out more things, both good and bad, we're going to post them on the blog. So tune in to mmfotoblog.com, or you can just go to mauromedia.com, and from there you can link right into the blog and read some of the entries. And we'd sure love to hear from you. If you all have this camera, or if you're familiar with it, or if you want to ask a question about it, send us some comments and we will be happy to address those comments and include as much information as we can to answer the questions that you all are asking. Like we always say, every adventure has its moments, so go create some moments of your own.